Hi there, I am Casey Christensen, your Stampin' Up demonstrator, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator living in, hi Kimmy, living in West Kelowna, BC. I'll tell you what, it's been a day here. We have had brilliant sunshine, we've had torrential downpour, we've had complete cloud cover, we've had snow, we've had hail, and right now we're back to sunny but windy and cold. So it's been a day. It's just been a little bit of everything day. So I know it's crazy, right? So today I want to continue on playing with this stamp set, and it's the Hydrangea Haven. It did move over into the new catalog. I don't know for sure if the dies did, but I know the stamp did, so you'll have to look that up. And so the stamps are absolutely gorgeous. Hi Karen, nice to see you. I was just talking about our crazy weather here. You name it, we got it today. Every single thing you could think of, we got it. So we're going to play again with this stamp set. And I want to show you what I do. I forgot to do it last time, and so I had a hard time putting my dies back in their appropriate places. I'll show you what I do when I get my dies. I hope you can see this. Well, it's a bit of a mess now, but everything got anyways, what I do is I draw around every single die on the cardboard. That way I know how to put it back together. Now, I know that sounds funny, but there are a couple of die sets that come to mind that are, once you've taken them off the sheet, it's impossible to get them back in. It's like trying to refold a road map. It's just craziness. So I like to draw around them. That way I know how to put them back so that they'll all fit on the piece of paper to go back neatly into my case. So let's get started. I decided I wanted to do a slimline card today just because I think this stamp set lends itself to like a cascade of flowers. Do you remember we did the peach one? I just sent it to my sister for her birthday, so we don't have it here, but we did the peach one with yeah, it's a really good idea, Kim, because it's really hard to get them back on there. And for me personally, I like to keep everything as neat and tidy as I possibly can, because when my products expire, then I resale them, and so you want everything to be in the best shape that it can possibly be in to pass it on to another happy stamper. So let's get started with the card base first. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm short on DSP, but guess what? My order is coming on Thursday, and I'll have a whole bunch of brand spanking new DSP to play with. And then I got to check the rules on Stampin' Up and see what I'm allowed to use before the new catalog goes live for everybody. So I'm going to start with this this card here. And what I've done is, this is the slimline card. So it's 8.5 this way, and it's 7 inches this way. And then it's scored at 3.5. So half of 7 is 3.5. So it's scored at 3.5. Now, I want my card to be white for the inside and stuff, because I'm going to do some stamping in there. But it's important to me that not very much of that white is showing. In fact, none of it is. So once I put my piece of paper on, this is the Pear Pizzazz, there won't be any white showing at all. And we'll get to that here. So let's get my runner. I got a new one because that one just, I don't know what was wrong with it. I had to send it back to Amazon. The tape, the refill, not the runner, the refill. It just didn't work right from the get-go, and there was nothing I could do, and nothing my husband could think of either, which is weird because he can fix anything. You name it, he'll fix it. Or should I say, you break it, he'll fix it. So there's my card bit. Now, I think I want to, yes I do, I'm going to get out my guillotine because my green card is just barely, slightly sticking out underneath that edge. And so, because it's such a tiny, tiny little piece that I'm cutting off, it's best to use the guillotine. Your trimmer may or may not like that. It just depends. Sometimes it depends on how new your blade is. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it, Karen? That they can just fix it. I think the only time, hi Shanda, nice to see you. I think the only time we've ever hired anyone to do anything in our house is when we had a tree felled, and really we only did that because of liability. Yes, Shanda, we're doing a slimline, and we're going to work with the Hydrangea Haven today at the Stamps and Dies. So now I do want a little bit of white showing here, so I am going to stick this one on too. Actually, no, I'm not going to stick it on too because I kind of have a plan. Now, because we're doing a slimline, I've mentioned this to you before, I struggle a little bit with paper. I don't have a lot of paper right now. With everything expiring, I just have nothing I can use. But I can use this paper. This is a great piece from the In Good Taste Designer Series paper, which is going out. But it has amazing stuff. Like, it's got bricks, it's got wood, it's got all kinds of really, really great papers to use for something like this. But I decided to use just a pink piece. And actually, no, you know what? I just lied to you. This I was playing with both packages of papers today, so I got confused. You know where this is from? The Horizons. So it's a 6x6 piece of paper, and I've cut it in half, and I'm going to cleverly disguise the seam. So let's put this one on first. I just love that DSP. I can't remember, Shanda, did it go into the new catalog? I don't think it did. I don't think DSP ever does. But I've ordered so much paper. I think paper is the one thing that I ordered everything I was allowed to. Because, of course, you can't just order everything right now. So, see, I'm just giving this that little space around. Can you see that? Just a little space around. And I'm going to drop it there. Okay? Now, this next piece is going to butt right up against it. But I'm going to have to do a pencil line so that I know exactly where to cut it off to get the desired look I want. So I do want a little bit of white showing down there. So let's cut this off with the mini guy and see how it looks. See how that looks. I'm all about cleverly disguising things, mostly because I make so many mistakes, but hey, as long as you can cover them up, that's the main thing, right? If you can cover up your mistakes, they're not mistakes anymore. Oh, well, did I cut the wrong? I did. Okay. I might be a turkey. Oh, here it is. I'm putting down the wrong piece. You know what? It's too long anyways. I don't like it. I cut it a little bit too long. I'm going to give it a smaller pencil line. There we go. Let's have a look at that. That might be better. Just a smaller pencil line. Yeah, I'm happy with that, okay? So there's a very faint line you can see right here, but by the time I'm finished, you won't see it, okay? So let's just give that some stickum. Boy, I have been busy today. I put up a bunch of my Kleenex cases on my personal page. I make these cute little Kleenex cases. I put up a whole bunch of them on my personal page, and they just went nuts. So I've been banging out Kleenex cases. These are them here. These are cute little guys. They're Kleenex cases, or you could use them for jewelry. You could use them for a deck of cards. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with them. But I thought I made a ton of them, and as soon as I listed them, they were like crazy. So, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's nice to know people like my stuff. I guess it's going to be, well, you know, at this point it's, well, supplies last, right? So I imagine it will be May 1st if they still have it. If they still have it by May 1st. Okay, so there's my background piece, and I'm happy with that. And now we're going to play. This is going to sit on here like so, but we're not going to put it on yet, okay? Because I want to put some ribbon on it, so I'm going to put the ribbon around here, or some linen or something, you know, just something to zhuzh it up. And that's an Ange McKay word, zhuzh. I don't know if it's a real word or not, but it is as far as I'm concerned. Ange McKay is my mentor over at NorthshoreStamper.com. She's a blast to watch, so if you get a chance, you should check her out. Shanda also is Shanda that's in here right now, she also does her own lives as well that I catch every Monday night at 7 o'clock, and that's lots of fun too. So let's see, where are we going with this? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to get out our Stamparatus, and we're going to get some white. Oh, I should have done that. I didn't. Why didn't I? I don't know. I was so busy getting organized that I became disorganized. So there you go. Yeah, those Horizon papers are pretty cool. If you get a chance to get some more, I would. They're just a really nice. I'm just going to cut myself a little piece of this to play with. And I'll probably cut another one because we're going to do a little bit of playing with this stamp set. That's why I got my stuff ready in advance, so that we could have some. I just like to cut it in strips and keep it in my basket beside me so that I have bits to play with. So here's what we're going to do. This is different from what we did the other day. I tried it out today. It was very effective and I liked it a lot. So here's what we're going to do. I have this piece in my Stamparatus. It's the thicker rubber piece with the nice markings on the top. And then I also have a piece of my Stamparatus paper so I don't get ink on things where it doesn't belong, because you know, I am pretty darn good at getting ink on things that don't need ink on them. I'm almost a pro. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to stick this piece of paper here. Now, I don't need to use my magnets because this piece of paper is right in the corner and I can work with it that way, right? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my big stamp here that's the complete component with the leaves and the hydrangea. I'm just going to lay it down there. When you have these stamps, it's good every once in a while to take them and give them a good wash in the sink. I've only used it a couple times, but it's like it collects dust or something, even when you've hardly used it. So it's not, if you find that you're having trouble with them sticking to things, really good idea to go give it a wash in the sink. All right, I'm going to close that up and grab it. Now we're going to use the Memento ink this time. I'm going to ink the whole thing up with Memento. I want to give it a pretty good inking too. I do want the Memento to show pretty good. Get my dealie and give that a nice. And there we are. See? Now, let's give that a clean. I don't need it to be super, super dark, so I'm not going to do it again. I don't really want it to be like a super, super dark outline. If I were stamping it by itself, yeah, I might do it again. I'm not sure. But I'm not going to right now because I'm going to leave it like that. And then let's take this off. And it would be good if you put it back where it belongs, because if you're anything like me, it'll be lost in 2 seconds and you'll be wondering where you put it. So now let's get the leaves. Now the beauty of the Stamparatus is this. You're able to, and the beauty of these stamps, frankly, is you're able to position things exactly the way that you want them to be on here. Okay, so I'm just positioning my leaves. And I'll turn it back around. Make sure everything is pushed into the corner. And there we are. I'm happy with that placement. So I'm going to go and grab my leaves. Again, always making sure that everything's right into the corner of the Stamparatus. Let's get my Pure Pizzazz ink. Get that a good inking. And I just got ink where it doesn't belong. It's not anything new for me. There we go. All right, everything's in the corner where it belongs. I think I want to try and get a little bit more ink on the bottom part of those leaves. Yeah. Pop that in there. Give it a good rub. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love it. It's not exact coloring. It's just shading. It's just, I love it. Now I'm debating whether to do a second stamp. Let me think. No, I'm not going to. I want it to be more artsy than, you know, like painted flowers. I just want it to have that bit of a more artistic look about it. Since the only artist in me is in my brain, it certainly doesn't come out in my hands. Okay, let's put that back where it belongs. And let's get our shadowing for the next bit. Okay. Now this is kind of funny to lay down. It's like you're not quite sure which way it goes, but you know, the harder I work at it, the more I realize it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it goes. So I'm just putting it there. It just doesn't matter. So I'm going to take my what am I going to do? I think my gorgeous grape. I just feel like my gorgeous grape. We want it darker because I'll show you why in a second. Now look at how this inks on here. Can you see that it's very mottled? And that's what I really love about it, is it's not just even color all over. It's quite realistic looking, I think, because it's not quite like coloring it. It's got a little bit of a texture to it. So make sure everything's where it belongs. Close that up before I put my arm in it. Close that up. Okay, let's roll that over. And we'll get our thingy, you know, the thingy. Oh, no problem, Kim. Ask away. Shanda knows all about people asking questions because I've asked her a few myself. And we both agree that there's no such thing as a stupid question. So this is a little chamois. It's available in the book. Kim, I can give you the number for it later. And everyone pretty much keeps it in a case like this. It doesn't come in this case, but you can get one of these if you want to keep it in. And it's this really weird sort of rubbery stuff. And it's really effective in cleaning things. And then when it gets really badly dirty, I'm not kidding, you can huck it in the wash. I throw it in with the blue jeans and stuff. It doesn't come out pink again, but it comes out with less ink in it for sure. Because it's water-soluble ink, right? It just runs off. And so when this starts to get dry, it's like a cracker. It's hard as a rock. You could actually damage yourself if you hit yourself in the head in it with it. So it's when it dries out, it's very hard, like a cracker. And then you just go into the bathroom, whatever. My bathroom is right next door, so I just go into the bathroom, soak it, and use it again. So you do definitely need to get one of those, Kim. It's a lifesaver. I had this great plan when I first got mine. I thought, oh, cool. I'm going to get one for light colors and one for dark colors. Well, that lasted about a second and a half. I ended up using the dark colors on the light one, and then I lost the light one entirely. So somewhere is another one, but I have a funny feeling it's not in this house. So here's what we got, okay? But now I want to make this card, because we didn't do it last time, we just talked about it. I want to make this card three-dimensional, okay? So we're going to take our die cut. We'll put that back so you don't lose it. Take our die cut that has these beautiful little flowers in it. Okay, so get that one out, and I'm going to use my fresh freesia paper. You could use the grape, you could use it if you want to, but I've been playing with this today, and I kind of like the effect of what I did using the grape. So let's get my scissors. We'll cut this in half because we're going to do this in the little guy. I do almost everything in the little guy, almost everything. I seldom pull out the big one unless it's an embossing folder that won't fit the little one. I'm waiting. Yes, I do too. I'm waiting patiently. I have a funny feeling that, I don't know, Shannon, tell me if you agree. I have a funny feeling that they will come out with embossing folders for slimline cards. I just have a feeling. It would be really great if they did, wouldn't it? Because right now, you can emboss, you can do it, but it's a little persnickety because you have to emboss it twice and hope you don't leave a line in the middle, which is a little harder to cover up than the line I made with this. So I'm just going to get that ready. I don't need to use washi tape for this one because it's all by itself and it's not going anywhere. So let's pop that down. There's so many things in this set to use, right? I haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there's lots of different things. I'm going to do as many as I can today. We'll just see how the day goes. So I did some of my stuff in advance, stuff that you've seen me do a million times, that I could do in advance, so you're not having to sit through watching me do things that I do all the time. So let's just pop this out. So again, remember we did this the other day. These beautiful little flowers, you can pop out the centers of them first. So just pop out your centers. Wow. So nicely detailed, isn't it? And then go on to the back and take your pick tool right in to the hilt of the tool, to this push it right into there, and it will give these leaves some dimension. Shanda, my order comes on Thursday. I'm so excited I can hardly stand it. Ordered lots of stuff. Kind of saved up for it. All right, let's do these. Sometimes I find it a little easier if I hold it against the table. It's easier to hold on to. You're still in picking. I spent like 3 days with doing it with the PDF, but oh my God, my brain was going insane, going back and forth, and then I signed up for the On Tour, so my catalog came, and so I was able to sit down and really go through it and mark things, and then I went through everything I have in my room, and I put little red dots on everything that is in the new catalog, so I don't need to worry about, you know, what's new and what isn't new. So it's easier to pick things out. I was surprised. I really thought that I would have no stamps left to play with, but 10 of my stamps are in the new catalog, so that's always a bonus. So look at this. How pretty is this, right? So first thing we're going to do, let's put that away where it belongs, and let's get out this big die here. So we're going to get the little guy out again. I need to tape this. There's no way I'm pushing this through without taping it. I absolutely need to tape it. So let's get some washi tape. There's just so much to choose from. However, they don't let you order whatever you want right away. So I did my order with what we're allowed to order, plus I got all the in-color stuff, the new in-color stuff, and I stocked up on a little of the tools and things that I need, you know, like the dimensionals and things like that. So I will have to do another, I will want to do another order once we're at the point where we can order anything we want. Right now there's only certain things you're allowed on the pre-order. Okay, so let's get this in here and we'll have a look and see how this is. There we go. So, here we are with our beautiful piece there. And then back. And we'll set that aside. I can reuse the tape. So let's have a look and see what we've done here. All right, so my plan is to put these on top of there, and they will have a little bit of purple sticking out from them, but not a lot, okay? Not a lot. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is I think I'm going to have to use the glue and just a little tiny dot wherever there seems to be clear space to be able to do so, okay? Let me just shake this first because it came out in a hurry the other day and annoyed the heck out of me. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to take it like this, and I'm just going to put a dot wherever I can see a spot that a dot would be good in. I'm surprised I'm still awake. We were up at 6:30, 6 o'clock this morning to go to the dump. We've been doing a lot of yard work, so we're needing to take loads to the dump and get rid of stuff. So I've been up for, feels like forever. And this is the weirdest day in history. Snow, rain, heavy winds, sunshine. It's just crazy. I don't know. It's just crazy. All right, so let's pop this down here. And it really doesn't matter where you pop it down. You are going to see a little of the purple in behind it, and you're going to see a little bit of the purple from the dots. Just a hint, okay? We'll do another one. I made this one this afternoon when I was testing. I sure do like this three-dimensional thing, though. This is pretty cool. So I've got some great company coming. I've got our friend Liz. I affectionately call her Ken's work wife. It was Ken's work partner at Hoole for most of the time he worked on his last job. So she's coming up with a brand new baby. I'm so excited. I love babies so much as long as they're someone else's babies. So she's coming up with a brand new baby. We'll see how that goes. That might be interesting. And then after that, both my daughters are coming up for 4 or 5 days, and then after that my brother is coming up. So it's going to be a busy time. I'll let you know. I don't think I'll be doing any lives. If I might get a little bit of time in between hanging out with my daughters. You never know. They might go off and do things on their own, and if they do, then I'll certainly let you know and pop in. What were you doing up at 3:30? Well, the size of the card is mini, Kim, but if they came out with slimline, embossing folders, I would hazard a guess that they might fit in there because they're 3.5 inches wide. So it makes sense that they would if they do. I hope they do. I think it's a brilliant idea. I really do. So let's get our beautiful card here, and let's start with deciding where these are going to go. Now, I sort of plan to put them in sort of like this, but I'm going to add to this. But for the time being, let's put on some dimensionals. And let's put on some dimensionals here, and we'll just pop these on where we're going to have them. And you can go in with your take your pick tool, and you can fluff up those little petals after, because they will flatten down while you're putting your dimensionals on and that sort of thing. So let's get some minis for that other leaf. Not going to worry about the stem. So let's put this guy right about here. Now you can hardly see the purple underneath. You can see a little bit around here. But believe me, if you hadn't done the purple underneath and you're looking at these leaves, it would be white underneath and it wouldn't look as pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go fluff those up a little bit in a bit, but right now I'm just going to put that down there. I'm happy with it there. Okay, and then I'll do the second one. Might be time to bust open a new pack of dimensionals here. All right. And a little guy there. Shanda, I watch you do that, and I don't know how you do it because I can never manage to get them off with the take your pick tool. I don't know, maybe I'm holding it at the wrong angle or something. Yeah, I think like that. What do you think of that before I stick it down? Do you like that layout? I think it's kind of pretty. It kind of goes in a, a thing. It goes in a thing. Okay, so those are those. Now you can go back in later and do this. I fully intend on going back in later and doing this. And poking them up a little bit so you can see the little bit of purple underneath. Now, let's add to this. Let's see what else we can do. We have some smaller leaves. So I think, let's get my little scrap here. I think I'm going to do some of those. And let's see, what else have I got? I don't know if oh, here it is, here it is. Okay, we're going to do some of these. Now, is there a die for them? Let's see, how cool would that be? And there is. How do you like that? So, same sort of thing. We're going to go in with the Stamparatus, and I'll show you how we can do these quick like a bunny. I'm going to get this piece here. In fact, I'm going to put it here, so I'm going to line it up on this particular line. Right? No, I'm not going to do that. It just makes me nervous when I do it. I'm going to push it up into the corner. So we're going to start out with the leaves. Okay? Oh, there's a hair on it. That won't do. We'll start out with some leaves. And memento. And I think for the moment, I'm going to make 4 of them. Just for the moment. We'll see how that looks. Everything into the corner. One. Two. Just keep flipping it around till you get all 4 corners. Oh, that's close, but it's okay. I think it'll be okay. We'll pop that one up a little bit. That'll work out. Okay. All right, so let's get that out of the way. Give that a little clean off. Yeah, why not, right? If you can get away with it. You can do the stamped ones like this all at the same time. I just don't think you can do the inking all at the same time because that would be a little, I don't know, maybe you could, but I'm not going to. I just find it. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to line this up inside my square there because I am noticing a tiny bit of resistance by having it in the corner. So I'm going to use my markings on my paper. I'm going to line it up inside that square And I'm going to put a magnet on it right there. All right, so let's take this one off. Let's get our shadow one. And the shadow one, nice thing about these poly something stamps is that you can see through them. So you know you've got things in the right place, right? So we're going to do those in our pear pizzazz as well. Okay, Shanda, see you next time. Now this is a bit tedious because you have to clean and stamp and clean and stamp. And you absolutely must, or you're going to have a mess. Promise you. Another thing that would be handy to use here is you can buy at Stampin' Up. In fact, I think I'm going to. I just find it a lot easier. You can buy ink spots, and they're just these tiny little square ink pads about this big. And then you use your re-inkers. If you use your re-inker, and you fill the little ink spot with the appropriate color, and then you're not having to hold this stamp pad up against a little tiny stamp like that to get ink on it. It's pretty clever. I don't have any, but it's pretty clever. But you can buy them blank and then add your own color. So okay. Do my green. And with these shadowing effects, the good news is it doesn't matter if it's exactly dead bang on straight, because that's the kind of coloring this is. It's kind of, you know, a shadowy effect more than anything. There we go, one more. I think one more. I might decide to add some later, but we're going to go with this many for the time being. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. And bang, we've got all four. Let's get that cleaned up. Put that out of the way. And here we are. Close that up before I make a great big mess with it. And now we can get out our mini. All right, let's get this out. We'll get our die and a piece of washi. I just lost that. Oh, there it is. It's hiding. Okay. I love it when so many things come with dies, right? It's so much easier. You can just whip it in and cut it. I mean, fussy cutting isn't the worst thing in the world. And for those of you with a scan and cut, I mean, I do miracles with that thing. I love that thing, but not for a bunch of little stuff like this. I do it if I'm mass producing and need like you know, 10 of a different thing. 3 is at the bottom of what, honey? Oh, the memento is at the bottom, and that's the stamp that has the definition in it, the one that has the vines and everything, right? So it's like, so here's the stamp. It's this leaf first with memento, and then the one that doesn't have any definition, this one here, has no definition at all, that's the third one. So it's 1 and then 2. This one in memento and this one in the green. However, I am thinking about one of these days trying the evening evergreen instead of memento. We'll see that. Oh, the plates. Yeah, all of our plates have the numbers on them, so they tell you exactly what you need. Now this little guy is going to tell you plate 1 and 2 2s. So like so, right? Plate 1 and 2 2s. I don't use plate 1. I find that plate 3 works tremendously better, and plate 3 is also the one you would use for embossing folder with 1 plate. Okay, I can write this all down for you. Kim, try your plate 1 and see how you feel about it. But the nice thing is it says right on it what to use. Okay, so go with what they say to begin with, and you'll decide for yourself how you feel about plate 1. It's a 6.5 1. What did they say? 6.5 of one, half a dozen of the other, something like that. It's either 1 or 3 on the bottom. Try your 1. Try doing it like they tell you to, Kim. And when you get your stuff, try doing it in the numbers that they give you. Try that first and see how you do with that. It's generally the first numbers on the bottom, the 1. And the third one. You can just use the same old piece of washi tape every time. It will last that long. Although mine broke in half, but that's okay. It still works. Okay. There we go. So there's going to be another, I think it's the 15th of April. There's going to be another West Coast Creators, which is the group I belong to, the West Coast Creators. There's going to be another Insta Hop, which is like a blog hop, but it's on Instagram. So on the 15th, you might want to go check out my Instagram page, and you'll see all kinds of cards and great ideas from myself and a whole bunch of other people. So it's kind of fun to do. Okay, so we got ourselves 4 little extra leaf bundles. I love that there was a die for that. I love it, love it. Now I've purposely not made my stamping super bold. It's just not what I'm after. So let's get these and let's see how these are going to look. Now I'm going to use dimensionals, just the minis. And we'll just decide where we'd like them to be. Just some extra. You know what I mean? Maybe a little overlapping wouldn't be the worst thing. Just a little barely overlap. Give it some extra dimension. There's one. There's another. And guess what? My split in the paper is directly under these 2 leaves. So if I put a jewel right here, you're not even going to notice. that there was a split in the paper. That's why I always do the full sheet here. This is 6 inches. Those sheets were 6 by 6. So this is 6 inches here. And then I make up the excess down here because quite often you can throw a bow around there or something around there and it will have a nice look to it. So let's get this one. Two more. Let's see. Yeah, I think I want them to be kind of, I'm going to glue these ones because I want them to be on top of the other leaves. How does this dry up so fast? I don't know. Come on. Come on. Where's my pen? I'm just doing it on the outer edges because what I want to do is tuck it in under there. Oh, didn't like that. Didn't like that one bit. Guess you got to hold it down for a second because I tucked it in under the stem. Yeah, I like that. That looks kind of cool. We'll do that again. Just makes it look a little more full, a little more leafage. And we'll do the same thing with this one. And just pop that down there and hold it because it's going to pop right out because it's pushed under the stem. Well, I like that. I think that looks pretty cool. So, what else can we do here? It's going on this green piece here, so we definitely need a sentiment. Let's see what comes with this set first. Okay, what do we got? The world is better because of you. Okay, let's find something that will fit into the die cut that they give us. There's my little leaves there, my little leaves there, and there's something missing, and I know I got it out, so I'll find it later. And see, there's these little tiny flowers here too, that you can also stamp and have little tiny bits of flowers. Like you can do this little grouping of flowers here and then take this stamp and stamp over the grouping. Like do the grouping in the, oh, can you see that? I'm looking at glare. Do the grouping in the black memento and then use this little stamp, little tiny stamp here, and color the grouping. All right, let's see what we can fit in here. Oh, I'm going with You Make Me Smile because I like that. You make me smile. I just gotta find it. I think that'll work. I think. Let's get a little piece here and a block. And you know, in all honesty, I think this should be in the black. No, in the grape. We'll do it in the grape. They're in another folder, but what a lot of people do is, let's see, can I think of one I've got? What a lot of people do, because they will fit, the cards that the dies come on, most of the cards that the dies come on, will fit. Let's just put that there for a second. See, the card that it comes on, Kim, will fit inside here if you want to. Some people like to do that. I like to keep the cases again because of the possibility of reselling. Okay, but they definitely will fit in there. Just close the lid and you're good to go. Okay. And I used to do that quite a bit, but now I keep them separate just because it works out better for me in the long run. All right, so let's get this. We'll do it in Gorgeous Grape, one of my all-time favorite colors. You make me smile. I'm going to do it this way in case I need the room. Now, I don't really know if... Oh, that's such pretty font. Look at that. I love that. It's such a nice sort of slimline, pretty font. Now, I don't think this actually fits in there. No, it doesn't. So I'm going to use my oval punch. And I'm going to do it with the small oval. It's my oval punch here. It's a 2-part punch. So you can actually make the oval and then you can make a background to go in behind it. So, but I'm just going to do the oval. So I need to cut this a little bit or it won't fit in. Save all your little bits. I save everything. Like this little bit, it goes in my Dexter dish, and that can be a label. That can easily be used to make another label of some sort. So it's not going to fit in there. I'm going to have to use the bigger one. And we'll see how that looks. We might not like it, but we'll see. If not, we'll use something smaller. Actually, that's not bad. You like that? That's not bad. We'll give it a little. If I could find that little baby stamp that I lost, I would give it a few. Let's do this. Let's just do this. Where is it? Let's do this. I have an idea. Let's use our, not our gorgeous grape. It'll be too much. Let's use our fresh freesia. Set that aside. Let's get our little flowers. And we're going to do a light stamping. Let's try it first. Always try it first. You don't know what you're going to get. See, that's pretty. Okay, let's do a light stamping on there. Just like there. Oh, yes. And a little bit there. And a little bit right Look at that. That's as cute as a button. Cute, right? I like that. It just needed a little character. I don't know. I'll find it. I took it off by accident. I took it off and it wasn't what I wanted. And I thought I put it back on. But it's okay. I'll find it because I need to find it because now I'm going to put this a little lower so I haven't... Where do I want to put it? Yeah. Maybe down here. I think I'll put it down there. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want any ribbon or anything like that on it. Unfortunately, I'm very limited as to what I can use right now for things. I'm going to try this. If we don't like it, we take it off. Pretty simple. And if we do like it, well then it might be nice to have the label where it is. It looks a bit of a mess right now, but it won't in a minute, I think. Okay, let's see what I can do with this. Right now it looks like a bit of a disaster. But let's see. It's because my my linen thread is so curly because it's the end of the roll. So it gets super duper curly and it's hard to get it to behave itself, you know. we're going to bunch all this up. And I think we're going to pinch our card and push our bow down a little. Like that. And then let's see how this would look. Actually, that's kind of pretty. Do you think that's pretty? I do. I think it's quite pretty. All right, that's where we're going with. Now, how to go with that? Do we need glue? We need mini dimensionals. That's what we need, mini dimensionals. And just on the bottom and the top, because you want it to straddle that linen. I can't wait till I get some new ribbons and things. I mean, I still have some I could use, but I don't have anything that would work with this particular card. I don't have any. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. So let's have a look at this. I think I want to dimensionalize it on the card. I think I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to utilize the rest of these bits on here because we don't waste anything. And they're long, right? So you can just put that on there like that. No one's ever going to see it. Doesn't matter if it's pretty or not. And another piece down this side. Maybe some on the top and some on the bottom. That way you're not wasting any of this good sticky stuff. And then we need one or two. We need something in our middles, right? We need no soggy middle, saggy middle. Oh, that one's not even going to come off. Sometimes they're persnickety to get them off the edges. I don't know why, but they shouldn't be. All right, bit messy on the back, but nobody's ever going to see it, so it just doesn't matter. Let's peel all these off. Oh, that one's already off. That's why I couldn't get it. And that one. Then we'll have just enough time to put a little fanciness on it. Okay, so let's get those pearls. Look at these. I love these so much, and they are in the new catalog. They're current, so they are in this new catalog. I think everybody should have some of these. These are little pearls. They come in pink, lavender, the most yummy color of blue, but I'm not going to use those. That doesn't make sense to me. But it's yummy. I want to make some hydrangeas that color, so I can use those. I don't think I want to use the dark purple ones. So I'm going to put one here. I think I'll put one. I'll put one here because there's a little glitch in this paper that I just noticed. It's got a little white spot. Come on, behave, behave. There's a little glitch in the paper. It's a little white spot. And that's okay because I just fixed it. Oh, there. What do we think? I think that's a very pretty card. Now I'll go in later and I'll poke these up a little bit and make them a little more 3D than they are. And then you will be able to see the bits of the darker color underneath, right? So we've only touched the tip of the iceberg on the things that we can do with this stamp set. I'm going to spend some time trying out all the different things that you can do and see what else I can come up with. I got to find that little tiny stamp though, so I will do that. So have a look at my Instagram page, Stampin' with Casey. And also something I didn't know before, if you like and share, apparently if you like and share my video, that's apparently how we get our videos all over the place. So I didn't really know that before, but That's what my mentor tells me, to ask people to like and share. And if you're not already on notification, but I'm quite sure you are, make sure you're on notifications so you know when I go live. So chances are pretty darn good tomorrow that I will be on it at 4 o'clock. I'm quite pleased with this card. I will do some stamping inside. I'll probably do the same thing I did before, the very light stamping of the whole stamp, of this whole one, probably in the lavender. I think that's enough inside, especially with a tall card, because it gives you so much more room to write, right? So that's my slimline card for today. So thank you for joining me, and I hopefully will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.